Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
What is up, everybody? This is episode 227 of the Motocross Supercross podcast. We are coming to you after this round 6 race in San Diego, Military Appreciation Night. Just a great night in general. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
What is up? Dude, what a race.
Dude, what a race. What a great night. So much to talk about. We're going to recap all the stuff that happened in San Diego, and then we're also going to preview what is going down in the homeland this week in Tampa.
Yeah, dude, there is a theme for this race right here, as you mentioned. Military Appreciation Day or race. We also coming into the last round for the West Coast guys, which is, important if you're trying to, if you're Dylan Ferrandis and trying to keep that red plate, or if you're Austin Forkner and trying to get it from him, or even Justin Cooper trying to get back in it.
So this is the last race for the West Coast before their little break. East Coast starts up. We did see some awesome gear. My favorite was Cooper Webb, that purple. I don't know why, I just like that, but orange bike, it just doesn't match well. But the purple was sick.
Yeah, there was a lot of some good combinations and some good appreciation, I guess, towards this guy. I like Ken Roxon's. He was good. He was rocking that red mohawk too, so he was feeling it.
The AJE bikes, those ones were pretty sick.
Yes.
I like when they do more on the bikes. It seems like a lot of the big factory bikes, they didn't do shit.
They just put a sticker on it, like Army.
Yeah, they just threw a sticker on, oh, here it is.
Yeah, but right from the get-go, dude, it was going to be the Forkner and Ferrandis show. As, they went head-to-head on this qualifying rounds. It wasn't until the last lap that Dylan Ferrandis was capable of taking it from him.
That's right. Another weekend where Dylan Ferrandis is the fastest in qualifying, but no surprise
and
there.
Adam Cianciarulo.
Yeah. And Austin Forkner behind him, as you said. Justin Cooper was third, so the top 3 guys in the top 3 spots, just like you'd expect. Then we had Brandon Hartranft fourth, Michael Mosman, Cameron McAdoo there in 6th, Luke Clout in 7th, Derek Drake 9th, and Jacob Hayes was 9th, and Alex Martin just barely made it in the top 10 in qualifying.
Yeah, it's hard to do it, Same thing as we keep saying every week, but it's hard to do.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into this first heat. And the whole shot of this one was pretty awesome.
Dude, what about Carson Brown with also a fantastic start and even leading a couple of turns, I would say, on this heat?
Yeah, really good start for him. Finally, too bad it's right before the break, but maybe he can come back. And, he definitely showed some good speed in this heat race.
Yeah, he looked really good. Austin and Cameron will battle for a little bit, but Forkner will actually come out up front and take the lead and the win on this heat right here. Derek Drake was also able to push through and battle out with the front runners for a little bit. And as you mentioned earlier, Brandon Hartranft, he ran into some bad luck on the start and got pushed out by McAdoo. And he had to battle uphill pretty much. He ended up getting 7th on this one. There wasn't a lot happening on this heat, but it was going to be Austin Forkner getting the win. Cameron McAdoo will get 2nd. Derek Drake 3rd. Carson Brown, awesome 4th place. Aaron Tonti in 5th. Alex Martin 6th. Brandon Hartranft, as I mentioned, in 7th. Mitchell Folk in 8th. And then Killian Albertson in 9th place.
That's right. Everyone else going to the LCQ. Let's jump into this heat number 2 in San Diego.
The kid, Justin Cooper, will take the whole shot here over his teammate, Dylan Ferrandis, trying to take some of those points back from him, But Ferrandis will take the lead after that first turn. Someone else that's been good all year and sitting in 3rd place, Michael Mosman, obviously, except for Oakland, that, he went down and almost got run over. But, he was trying to close up the gap on Justin Cooper, who was sitting in 2nd after the start. Luke Clout almost gets the Ralph curse. Right as they're talking about him, dude, he overjumps one of the rhythm sections and almost goes down.
Yeah, but good thing he didn't. Luke Clout really making a name for himself. After his race this weekend, he is going to stay and finish out the Monster Energy Supercross season.
Of course.
He was going to go race the MX Nationals in Australia. Good for him.
No, that's good. That's good. Good news for him. Good news for the team. But yeah, let's continue with this heat number 2. Robbie Wageman will go down. He was trying to pass Logan Carno on the last lap. He was in that bubble. But he will give the brand new rider. He just got his pro license, Bryson Gardner, in the straight pass to the main event. And he was pumped. This kid was pumped on that finish. He was like revving the bike like he just won the championship.
Yep, good for him, making his way up through the Supercross Futures racing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And when Robbie Wageman went down, that little battle with Carno, that was a pretty good battle there to make it into the main event.
Yeah, but this one's going to go to Dylan Ferrandis, Michael Mosman in second, Justin Cooper in third, Jacob Hayes in fourth, Jay Wilson in fifth, Luke Cloud in sixth, Chris Howell in seventh, another JMC guy getting through, Logan Carno in eighth, and then Bryson Gardner, as we mentioned, in ninth. Martin Costello will miss it by that much.
And how about Dylan Ferrandis on the podium with his jacket he had on? He just looks so French. He just looks so cool. Everyone else wears their jersey. He's like, nah.
Not getting even booed this time.
All right, let's jump up to the 450s.
On this one, it was like a kind of like a preview to the main event because we had Tomac, we have Webb, we have Osborne, we have Plessinger, we had the Legend, and then Red Plate, Red Mohawk, Roxon. And it was going to go to the red man, Roxon himself, with the whole shot after Freezy probably got the scare of his life after that little short start when he got bumped into by Webb, and he almost ran into Eli Tomac.
Yeah, he was sandwiched by, you could call the two best riders, but not in this race. This was the Ken Roxon show. He really just dominated everybody start to finish, led all 9 laps and missed. So really good for him.
Yeah, Cooper Webb ran into some bad luck on this one too, and he barely made it. I mean, he made some passes at the end, but he was lucky to not go to the LCQ. Tomac also made up a lot of time. He was looking solid. He passed Plessinger in the whoop section, then he passed Justin Hill the next lap. And he even almost catches up to Osborne, who was sitting in second.
Yeah, pretty close there, only finishing 1 second behind him.
Yeah, not even, like half a second.
Also making it in this race, the Legend, Chad Reed, straight to the main in San Diego, where he is the most winningest rider. So pretty cool there.
That's
coming
true.
back from his injuries and everything. So
yeah, what a great news for him, not having to go to the LCQ, especially, like you said, after he got hurt a couple of races ago.
So yeah, we had Ken Roxon, Zach Osborne, Eli Tomac in third, Justin Hill, he got fourth, Aaron Plessinger fifth, Cooper Webb, as you said, had his problems there in sixth, Martin Davalos in seventh, Vince Freezy in eighth, and the Legend, Chad Reed. Kyle Chisholm, Kate Audenreath, James Weeks, Adam Entignap, everyone going to the LCQ.
Yeah, for the heat number 2, though, we got your fastest from qualifying, Adam Cincerulo, on this one, and he gets a quick jump and takes the whole shot.
Yeah, and again, just another dominating race happening here. Adam Cincerulo, start to finish, leading all 9 laps of this one, too.
Yeah, looking good and putting himself into the favorite to win this race. Oh, the main event. Somebody else that had a great start was Blake Baggett, who was looking really good in the second place off the start. And he also looked really good in practice.
Yeah, and later on in the main event. Just a great night for him. I picked him to get fourth, of course. And,
yes,
he did better than that. So really good ride for him. It is a stacked field. So
yeah, Benny Bloss coming back from injury. He will be racing again, and he ran into some bad luck and had to go to the LCQ. He went down pretty hard, but he seems to be okay. He will get up and get to the LCQ. But I feel like the story of this main was Jason Anderson, dude. After battling for third place, he found himself having problems with his bike and barely made it into the main event. Like, he started to lose positions like crazy on the last lap, too, which is a little bit more nerve-wracking for him. But Adam Cincerulo will take the lead or the win right here. Justin Braden in second. Blake Baggett in third place. Justin Barsha, who also looks solid, in fourth place. Jason Anderson managed to take 5th, Malcolm Stewart in 6th, Dean Wilson in 7th, Tyler Bowers straight to the main in 8th, and then last spot goes to Ryan Breeze in 9th place.
Yeah, Jason Anderson actually breaking a bunch of the spokes on his front wheel, so you could see it wobbling when he did go over the finish line. Good job for him making it to the main. The non-stories this year is Dean Wilson. Where has he been?
I don't know. He's out there with the back runners.
That's right. Just 7th place, just so quiet this season. Whatever. Let's take it to the LCQs, where there is always some drama. Here in the 250
Always.
LCQ, we already had all the top riders straight through to the main, but this race was good for a friend of the show of ours, Martin Costello.
That's right. Yeah, Lorenzo Camporese will get the whole shot on this one, and he wants to get away, but Martin Costello will not let him have it. He was sitting in 2nd, trying to get the win in the LCQ, but I don't know if you heard, but it looked like Ralph listened to our episode with him, because a lot of the fun facts that he was mentioning about Martin Costello, how he started racing, how he stayed here in the United States, and all that. We talked to him on that episode. If you haven't listened, you should go back and listen, because it was a good one. But Martin Costello, he will take the lead on this one, and he was on his way to win it, but there was some drama because Wageman will find himself in the bubble again and not looking good, because he had to battle with McClare, he had to battle with Harmon and Camporese for 2nd spot, and it did not go good for him because he ended up not making it and getting 5th. Martin Costello will get the win. Cheyenne Harmon will get 2nd place. Ludovic McClare out of France will get the 3rd spot, and then Lorenzo, after that whole shot, will take the 4th and final transfer spot for the main.
That is right. Let's jump into this 450 LCQ.
Jason Claremont will take the whole shot, but he will be quickly pressured by Benny Bloss. As we said, he got a little bit of trouble in the heat race, and he will lose the lead. Chisholm, Antignap will join the party a little bit. Claremont will make a mistake, and Chisholm will definitely take advantage of it, but not the 7 deuce, as he will go down. And it looks like another weekend without a main event.
That's right. Yeah, Benny Bloss, he looked really good. We know he's a really good rider, but it seems like he always just crashes in the weirdest ways. So he was up, he finished, he won. Kyle Chisholm got 2nd, Jason Claremont got 3rd, and then not finishing the first heat race, but finishing in the last transfer spot, Alex Ray. He's having a, decent season, you could say, maybe.
I mean, he's making more mains than he was last year, so I will say so.
Yep. So that takes us to the main events. We got a close points going into this race with Dylan Ferrandis and then Austin Forkner and Cooper and everyone. So that's what we wanted to see. Could Austin Forkner close that points gap? Can Dylan Ferrandis keep his, extend his? Justin Cooper, can he get back into the mix? Or maybe someone new? Jump up. But the whole shot of this race was pretty awesome because you had every single rider there from the start.
Yeah, it was a great start to this race. Everybody came out clean. Everybody that's battling this championship up front. So it was great. Forkner will take the whole shot here.
Forkner, he was first to the line.
Yeah, most men will take the lead though from Forkner for a little bit. Ferrandis had a decent start, and he was very patient on this race. He actually sat back and just kind of, looked at Forkner and most men who were sitting in front of him. Cloud and Justin Cooper also right there. Yeah, perfect start to this race, man. You cannot ask for more if you're a fan of this sport right here. Forkner will eventually take the lead after a few laps for most men, but most men will not go down easy. He actually tried to put a couple of moves on him, but obviously wasn't successful. Ferrandis though will take full advantage of this. He'll get going and he'll get close the gap. What a race by Ferrandis, man. I just cannot get over it.
Yeah, it was a great race. It was tough for Austin Forkner, who led 11 of these laps, to then just give it up to Ferrandis right there at the end and just let him extend that points lead a little bit more on him.
Yeah, Ferrandis will get a couple passes. We'll get most men. Justin Cooper will also get Mosman right there. McAdoo, who ran into some problems, he had to, call it a night early, and that's a bummer for him because he had the trouble at the beginning, and we can see that he can run with the front guys, but it's just a lot of bad luck for this kid. Ferrandis, though, he made a couple of questionable moves to pass Faulkner. Nothing dirty, just showing some wheel, which is nothing wrong with that, but the mistake kind of give Faulkner a little bit of breathing room on Ferrandis, but that's until the last minute of the race when Ferrandis just decides to go for it and takes the spot from Faulkner right before the finish line. And what a better way to close this West Coast Championship than getting the win on the last round before we go to the East Coast over Austin Faulkner, which is probably the closest guy for him.
That's right. And once he made that pass on Faulkner, he just started pulling away. He beat him by over 6 seconds. So he really showed that he is the faster rider. Kind of sucks for Faulkner. So it's going to be an important little rest week off for Faulkner to see if he can come back strong and see if he can keep this points race close, or even Justin Cooper, who finished behind them two in third. See if he can stay up in the mix, because right now he's sitting second.
Yeah, so Dylan Ferrandis will get the win right here. He'll keep the red plate and go on to the break with the lead. Austin Faulkner will go second. Justin Cooper will get third. That was your podium right there. Michael Mosman will get fourth. Hartranft will get fifth. Luke Cloud in sixth. Jacob Hayes in seventh. Carson Brown, a fantastic race for him, in eighth. Derek Drake in ninth. Alex Martin in 10th. Sorry, Martin. I love you, but sorry. I just feel so bad for the kid. Jay Wilson in 11th. Martin Costello in 12th. Killian Auburson in 13th. Aaron Tanti in 14th. Logan Carno in 15th. Cheyenne Harmon in 16th. Mitchell Folk in 17th. Ludovic McClare in 18th. Bryson Gardner, your new addition to this championship, in 19th. Chris Howland in 20th place. Lorenzo Camporese in 21st, and then Cameron McAdoo with the DNF.
That's right, and the points race going into this break has Dylan Ferrandis in first with 135 points, Justin Cooper in second with 128 points, Austin Faulkner in third with 122 points. So 13 points up Dylan Ferrandis is on Faulkner, and 7 points up he is on Cooper. So looking good for Ferrandis going into this break. Hartranft, he's got 110. Everyone else is below 100. Alex Martin didn't do great in that race, but he is fifth in the points.
Yeah, we still got 4 more races of this championship, but we won't see them for 6 weeks. Let's move on to this main event, this 450 main event, because this is what we wanted to see, the Eli Tomac, Ken Roczen battle. But, all the odds with Adam Cianciarulo to take the win here, his first premier class win. Everybody's looking for it. Also, Cooper Webb with such good luck when it comes to picking gates, because he managed to take one on the inside of the doghouse. And that is going to play a big part on this results on the main event.
That's right. Cooper Webb having a great start, but Blake Baggett getting the credit for the whole shot and just having a really great race too. We saw him win last year in Glendale, so we knew he had to have one race where he just shows up, and he did great this race, but I think he could even do better. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right. This short little tracks, they're very good for him, and Baggett will get the whole shot. Plessinger and Davalos, though, right there as well. Finally, Aaron Plessinger catching a break just for a little bit, but he caught, good start. He managed to stay up front, and it was good. But it was going to be your favorite rider of the night, Adam Cianciarulo, who will go on and take the lead on the next turn over Blake Baggett. But not for too long, dude, because Cooper Webb was right there, and these two battled for a couple of turns. They went back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, we had Red Plate Roczen and Eli Tomac trying to make up some points. They were, currently sitting in 7th and 9th on the beginning of the race. As I mentioned, Plessinger will run into some bad luck as usual for him, which is so unfortunate because it's such a good rider, and he will go down when he was sitting in 3rd. Yeah, Eli Tomac, though, positioning himself perfectly to make some moves and close the gap on this championship battle over Ken Roczen.
That's right. And Eli Tomac really made things exciting with him and Justin Barcia. Probably, we had a battle for that first place, but we had a battle between Eli Tomac and Justin Barcia. None of them wanted to give it up. And a little bit of bumping and,
Oh, yeah. There's some bumping and grinding for sure. But it was going to be Bam Bam who was going to give up and also had to deal with Roczen now because I don't know if he thought that like Eli was just going to come in and clean them out, but he just kind of backed out and gave the spot to Eli.
Yeah, and after the race, them two, they definitely talked about it.
Meanwhile, though, up front, Webb starts to put some pressure on AC for the lead. He closes the gap. He tried to put a couple of, of the move that he put on Roczen the week before, but Cincerulo said, nah, I'm not him. He's my buddy, but I'm not him. I'm sorry. But with 2 minutes to go, Webb would actually stick the pass right before the finish line again. I feel like Cincerulo played it a little bit too defensive, and it cost him, In these races, you have to make sure you can manage the 20 laps or the 20 minutes plus the lap to be able to win the race, and Cincerulo was not capable of doing that. Webb goes on to win his first race of the season. Cincerulo will take over 2nd place, and Blake Baggett will very, very good 3rd place.
That's right. Adam Cincerulo leading 20 laps of this race with Cooper Webb right behind him, and then Cooper Webb struck and took the last 5 laps. And just such a great race for Cooper Webb. Finally good to see him back up there. And when you hear those stories about him being sick and those kind of excuses, it's like, yeah, I believe it.
We know he's capable of being up front, obviously, and he's back in this championship as, just like that. We had Cooper Webb winning, Cincerulo 2nd, Blake Baggett 3rd, Eli Tomac 4th, Justin Barcia 5th, Ken Roczen in 6th, Justin Brayton 7th, Malcolm Stewart 8th, Justin Hill in 9th, Aaron Plessinger salvaging the top 10, Zach Osborne in 11th, Martin Davalos in 12th, Dean Wilson in 13th, Jason Anderson in 14th, Vince Freese in 15th, Tyler Bowerth 16th, Benny Bloss 17th, Kyle Chisholm 18th, Alex Ray 19th, Jason Claremont in 20th, Chad Reed, the legend, in 21st, who ran into a little problem. He couldn't finish. And then Ryan Brees in 22nd.
Yep, so going into this race in Tampa, Ken Roczen only 1 point ahead of Eli Tomac, 130, 129 points. Cooper Webb is now in 3rd place with 121 points, only 9 points behind Ken Roczen. So the championship battle here is definitely a lot closer than what was happening in the 250s, and we're going to have a great race in Tampa this week. So that's what we got to talk about. The local boy, Adam Cincerulo, sitting in 5th in the points behind Justin Barcia. Jason Anderson behind them. Blake Baggett, who just had a great race, is in 7th. Malcolm Stewart, the other local boy, in 8th place. And all these points are really close because Baggett and Malcolm are actually both tied for 7th. My bad. And they have 90 points each.
That is a great setup for this Tampa race between these 3 guys now, because you cannot count Cooper Webb out. He is right there. As we see, he's capable of taking advantage of the situations, and yeah, man, what a setup. But the real story here coming into Tampa is the soap opera that we've been living for the last couple of years. And it's going to, we talked about it in the last podcast. We talked about it. We're going to talk about it right now. JGR actually signing Brock Tickle for the rest of the season.
That is right. Brock Tickle is back. He was going to race the East Coast Series with the 250 riders. turns out he is getting a 450 ride with JGR, and he is back, and everybody's pretty excited. I know I'm excited to see what he's still got. He was doing really good before his suspension, so yeah, I mean, I'm just really curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting to see where he's at. It's interesting to see what he's capable of doing, and he's on a factory ride. So what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. And of course, we got the addition of the East Coast 250 riders, Jeremy Martin, that Geico Honda team, all those riders that were hurt, Colt Nichols, everyone, Chase Sexton healing up.
McElrath.
Yeah, this 250 East Coast is going to be completely stacked.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy field, I would say. Yeah, we have Chase Sexton, your defending champ on this coast. We're going to have, as you mentioned, McElrath. We're going to have Colt Nichols. We're going to have...
Yeah, the two Yamaha Star Racing riders, Shea McElrath. It'll be good to see him on that blue, see what he can do.
Yeah.
We got Joe Shimoda, Jeremy Martin on that Geico Honda team.
Yep.
And
Jeremy Martin making a comeback and see what he can do.
He's back. You get it? Back.
You're so dumb. RJ Hampshire, also, who just switched teams from the Geico Honda team to the Rockstar Husqvarna.
Yeah, RJ Hampshire. He had kind of a disappointing season last year, but still did all right. Let's see if he can, step it up this year.
Yeah, Garrett Marchbanks coming into his second season.
He's going to be on that Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki with Jordan Smith. So it'll be really good to see him out there too. So it's going to be so stacked.
Yeah, this is a fun little East Coast, and we're going to be there to see it all.
So let's make some predictions of who you think's going to do good.
Oof.
Maybe who I think's going to do good. What about, I don't even know where to start. What do you think Tickle does this week? Do you think he finishes top 10? Top 5?
I don't know, dude. This 450 class is pretty stacked. I don't even know. I think I want to say he will make the main.
Yeah, I hope he makes the main. Come on, really?
I'm just
you
not.
Think he's gonna be that bad?
I'm not sure, dude. There's a lot of good riders in this class.
Yeah. Do you think he's better than Zach Osborne? He got 11th. Jason Anderson got 14th. Maybe he could be Dean Wilson.
Oh well, yeah.
Wilson.
Everyone's beating Dean Wilson right now.
Yeah. I'm going to put...
Which is sad to say.
Yeah, so that's my prediction.
Dean Wilson's been hitting them CBD pens a little bit too hard.
That explains everything. But that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Brock Tickle will be on the Dean Wilson level. What level do you think he'll be on? Who do you think he'll be battling with?
No, I agree with you. I think he's gonna be over there. I think I'm gonna give him a 16th place.
Oh, jeez.
If it makes sense.
I'll go a little bit better and say 11th.
15th.
But it's going to be exciting either way. Now we got to talk about these 250s, who you think is going to do good. There's so many riders to choose from. We have no information. We're just kind of, we saw Monster Energy Cup where Jeremy Martin looked really good. So maybe he can win. I don't know. What do you think?
But yeah, let's do this a little bit different. Since we already know about 450, let's get our 450 picks out of the way, and then we'll do 250.
All right. Sounds good. Well, 5th place. Who do you think, Claudio, is going to get 5th place this week in Tampa?
I'm going to go with Justin Hill.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, we did see him lead laps 2 years ago in Tampa, so maybe he can do something like that again. And yeah, that's a good pick. I think it's a little risky. I think I'm going to stick with someone a little more higher in the points, and that is going to be Jason Anderson. I think he can pull off a 5th place this week.
I live on the edge, bro. And this Tampa track is pretty similar to the one that we saw 2 years ago. sand section. There's a split lanes. There is a lot of jumping, and I think Justin Hill will do good on this one in 5th place.
All right, interesting. Well, let's go into 4th place. I'll tell you who I think is going to get 4th place, and that is going to be Blake Baggett, of course.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go with that one. I think on this one, actually, we are going to have Cooper Webb on 4th.
Okay, interesting. I got to tell you, though, for these top 3, it's going to be insane. It's going to be a really good race in Tampa. We got Adam Cianciarulo. I mean, he's got to be coming in with some extra energy. This is his territory here. So I think I have to pick him to win. I think that would be awesome.
Okay.
Cooper Webb, I'm going to put him in 2nd. And then 3rd place, I am going to go with Ken Roczen.
Ooh, Eli Tomac got the top 5, huh?
Nope. Or Barsha.
What?
No Eli Tomac, no Barsha in my top 5.
Ooh, okay. Well, for 1st place, I actually going to have Eli come in and win it. I'm going to put Ken Roczen in 2nd, and then I'm going to put Adam Cianciarulo in 3rd.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pick. Eli Tomac did win this race 2 years ago. As you recall, Marvin Musquin got 2nd, Anderson got 3rd, Cooper Webb got 4th. Brock Tickle, he got 5th place 2 years ago. So, I don't know, man. It's not like he was injured or anything. He just wasn't racing. So, we'll see how good he can do. And Cole Seeley, he got jacked up. That's what he got. So
that's why he established that he was going to retire early.
Yep. So it was like probably one of the best races of the year that year. And I think it'll be one of the best races of this 2020 season. So I'm super pumped. Well, we got some really good seats. Can't wait to get out there and see everything go down.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys are coming to this race, make sure to find us. We'll be out there. We'll be repping. We'll be giving out stickers. We'll be giving out shirts. We'll be giving out all types of goodies. And that's it. Just come by and say hi.
All right. And we will see you guys next time.
Peace.